Hey Patriots, it's Patrick. Just wanted to do a video response today to another YouTuber that put out a video I thought I could maybe put a little bit of input to. If you're not familiar with shooting with the Sarge on YouTube, I'm going to do a video response addressing his latest video where he said, please make recommendations on what you recommend to carry a Glock 19 with a TLR-1 from Streamlight. And I just so happen to have input on that because that's what I carry mostly on my day-to-day routine. Now, I will sometimes, depending on the situation, have to downgrade to a smaller gun, maybe like a Glock 26 versus the 19 if I'm trying to be a little bit more concealed or if I'm in different attire. But on my normal day-to-day activity, this would be more what I'm wearing, a button-up shirt that is untucked. Nowadays, with the fashion industry the way it is, you can find all kinds of brands that are untucked type shirts. This is a Dickies shirt, which is kind of my go-to. They're affordable, they're tough, they're durable, they look somewhat professional because I work in a professional setting. I know that there's some people out there that are cringing when I tell you that I don't tuck my shirt in. Typically I'm wearing khaki pants. This is my day off, so I do have on jeans today, but on most situations I would be wearing like a pair of khaki pants and then this shirt untucked just like it is. And I think that because of the way the fashion industry is going and because of the more common dress shirts that are untucked, it makes it much easier for people to conceal anything that you might want to on your belt line. Now, that being said, I want to put this out there as an instructor, and because I've seen so many types of different body shapes and sizes that when they're trying to conceal, maybe have a little bit of difficulty where I'm not. So I don't want this to be the end-all kind of video telling you that this is the only way to do it. There are other ways to do it as well. But for me, this is what works the absolute best. So I'm going to point out a couple things that makes a big difference. One thing is body shape. Obviously, if you're more of a pear-shaped person, it's a little bit tougher maybe to do waistline carry because the part that sticks out on you is your waistline. So don't take offense. Listen, we all have our struggles. We all have our things in life, and maybe that's something that motivates you to improve that if you can. Some people have that shape and there's nothing they can do about it. Okay, so we're not picking on anyone, but I do want to say that the shape of your body makes a really big difference. But if you have kind of a guy's shape where you're more of a V cut and you have a bigger chest and a smaller waist, it's much easier to hide stuff around your waist to me than it would be anywhere else. The one thing that I would say though is if you're looking on where to hide a gun for you, look at your natural shelves that are created by your body structure. So for men, because we have that V shape, typically there's a natural shelf that's loose around the midsection. If you are more of a pear shape, maybe you have to move up. If you're a lady and you have a larger chest, you sometimes have a really nice shelf underneath there. So you may be looking at like carrying with a some kind of belly band or maybe a smart carry modified to you. We do love the smart carries for certain situations, especially like if you don't wear a belt every day. You got to have some kind of suspension system to hold all this in place. But for going to answer Sarge's question, the way that I carry every day is with a Green Force Tactical Kydex holster that I've done a little modification to, but it's not major, to make it to where I can carry a Glock 19 with a TLR-1 HL. And as you can see, in my normal daily attire, you really can't see anything because the type of shirt. I will say patterns make a difference and color makes a difference. The lighter the shirt is, the easier the things kind of print. Also, if it's a solid color, it makes it a little harder because there's nothing to break up those shadows and the different shapes that, if you're trying to conceal a full-size Glock 19, it's a large gun for most people. If you're a bigger dude, it's not that big a deal. But if you got the right holster and you're kind of concealing in the right way, it's really not that hard to hide a big gun as it is a smaller gun. For most people, I find if they carry on their strong side, which is where I'm carrying, it's usually the handle that burns them. It's usually the grip of the gun being longer that burns them. So that's why sometimes I will shorten the grip to a Glock 26. It's the same gun, just with a shorter grip. This is my most of the time though. So this would be with a standard shirt that I would wear on the norm. I'm also carrying around my belt line a Glock 17 round magazine and a tourniquet as well here in the front. So I can hide all of that very well in my normal everyday shirt. So I want to give you a different look now. So the hardest thing to conceal in for me are the really thin kind of workout shirts that a lot of guys and gals wear, like when they're hiking or fishing, and especially if it's a solid color like this one. And this would be one, I'm going to step off camera for just a second, that would be more likely to print than anything. So in a plain t-shirt, kind of really thin material, this is the kind of worst case scenario. And I'll just let you guys kind of see. You might see a little bit of it poking out, maybe just a little. And you may even be more likely seeing other things on my belt, like the tourniquet that's sticking out maybe just a touch, or the mag carrier. Those things may be what you see even more than you actually see the gun. I found that people don't pay attention though. If you're in a really critical environment where you don't want to have to answer those questions, I get it. Maybe you need to change your attire and dress around it. But this is with just a regular t-shirt on, doing the normal day-to-day thing. This is how I would be on my day off like today. So I put on a work shirt so you can see the work shirt. And this would be a t-shirt like if I'm just around the farm or doing something else around the house. So I am carrying, as you can see, in the strong side position. I find that this would work well in appendix as well. I actually find that most people can hide better in appendix than they can in strong side. To me, it's a preference. This is just the way I like to carry it. But just to give you kind of an idea of what that looks like, if you look here, a lot of people are worried about the bottom printing. Typically, I don't see too much of that in this holster. And I will go ahead and take that off. This is a hot gun because, like I said, this is the way I carry it every day. And that would be the Green Force. I hope you guys can see that. Green Force Tactical with a full-size TLR-1 HL, as you can see there. So we'll holster that back up for safety. And I know a lot of you safety Nazis out there are freaking out that I have a loaded gun. Listen, it is what it is. It's hot out of the system. This is the way I'm carrying it. I don't carry an empty gun. So the only thing that I've done to make this a little bit more comfortable for me is it came with 2 loops. And one of the loops I took off just so it has the ability to swivel a little bit, like when I'm sitting down. Because this is a little bit longer gun, sometimes when you sit down, if you have both loops on, it keeps it from moving at all, and it'll kind of hit the chair, like in a hard chair, like at a dining room chair, think like that. Or say I'm riding on the lawnmower or something with a wrap-around chair. Sometimes the bottom of the light, it's not really the gun, it's the light, will hit. And I found that if I give it just a little bit of room to wiggle, it really makes the comfort a lot better. And that's the key, is to me having the loop system with a loop that can wiggle just a little bit. And then that does the trick for me. So I hope, Sarge, that this helps you out. This is my recommendation, is a Green Force Tactical. I want to say this is called the India model. It's been so long since I bought it, I couldn't tell you. But they make a couple different ones, and you can get Green Force to make you a custom holster for any light. I'm actually not a huge fan of the Streamlight TLR-1s. I carry one because I've had them left over from my law enforcement days. But if I was going to do it again, I'd have a Surefire X300. I think, as most people know, that's kind of the industry standard. So I would probably upgrade and do that if I was looking into buying one for a light. But if you got this, and this is what you're going to run, and you don't want to invest in another light, Green Force Tactical. All right, so I hope that helped you out. Until the next time, I hope you guys can, if you like the video, go down and subscribe, please, and hit the notification button. It helps us out, and you can get videos of any other tips and stuff we have coming up. If you're looking for us on the internet, you can check us out at preparedpatriotnc.com, and that's across all the social media as well, just Prepare Patriot NC. And if you're not subscribed to Sarge already, you should do so. It's Shooting with the Sarge, I'm pretty sure, on the YouTube, and I'll maybe post a link down to his YouTube channel on the bottom there. Maybe we can both help each other out a little bit there, and he can see videos from, you know, that I'm putting out, and we can see videos from him. And if you're one of my guys, I hope you go check him out, because he's got some pretty good information on there that you might be interested in. So until we see you again, carry smart, carry safe, and be prepared. Thanks, guys.